Hello guys, it is Santtu here. I want to show you an interesting Windows feature for identifying different machines from each other. So in Windows 10 anniversary update, there was added this new feature for getting a unique ID for each machine, and this ID is based on some hardware features. Basically, well, it depends what you have. Like if you have trusted platform module, it will use that. But well, actually, I'm not going to go into that how it exactly works on this video. But it doesn't really matter. The whole point is like we have a unique ID for each machine, and this ID doesn't change even if you reinstall the operating system or like upgrade it. So in this video, I will show you how to use this interface. Basically, there's this one function we want to call for getting the ID, and it is added into this. It's located in this class. It's a Windows runtime class, so using it is a bit hard. If you don't know like how Windows COM interfaces work, following this video will be quite difficult, but I'll try to explain things. So the first step for using these APIs, of course, we need to load the APIs to even using the Windows runtime. They're located in this COM-base DLL file. And basically, we don't really need many functions, because if you know COM interfaces, we basically get some sort of factory where we get like a base interface, and then we just follow like function pointers, basically. And step 2, after we have acquired the function pointers for the base interface, we'll need to initialize the Windows runtime. It's basically a pretty easy step. Just call the row initialize with this default mode or flag, and then we need to get the COM interface for this system identification class, and it's done using this row get activation factory. And for this, we need to have two things. We need to like have a H string of the class name and interface ID. And yeah, it's pretty simple. Just the interface ID. And actually, I don't have the class name anywhere here. Maybe I'll have it on. I'll show it later. And well, after you have called the activation factory, we basically can get straight to the right interface for calling the function, and we just call it to get the ID. You think like that would be it, but no, it's much harder than this, because like this function returns you this sort of opaque object that doesn't have even any method for reading the ID data from it directly, at least. It's very overly complicated process, and I will have it shortened in here. So basically, when we get the identification system identification class interface, and we have called this get ID function, we get this identification info object. From this, we have this method get ID, where we get like this abstract buffer object, and even from this we can't directly access the buffer. So we need to call this base com method from it, that is that we can ask for an interface, and we ask for like a byte access interface. It is the ID for it. And from this interface we can call this buffer method, and it will actually just give you like a pointer to the data that has the ID. So yeah, it's a bit messy. You know, I'll show you in code, but you know, I want to give you like a high level view, because the problem is, like, at least for me, is like if I just read code to understand how things work, like I don't really get it that easily. I need to have this sort of like high level understanding of things at first. At least it helps. And here's like a few useful links. I have my sample code here, and there's the official documentation for the interface. Also, just a note about these IDs and specifications for these interfaces. They're not like shipped in any headers for Windows runtime, so you need to use this program to get them. It's I don't know, it's a mess. But yeah, this program exists. You can find it if you just Google it. Yeah, there's like Microsoft like download for it, and you can ask it for the Windows runtime interfaces and IDs and all that stuff. So let's just step through all the stuff I showed you in the slides in code. So I just made like this one wrapper function that I have in my sample code, and I have like a link to the sample code description of the video. So here's my wrapper function for all of this stuff. So let's just step through it. Let's declare some variables, and basically I'm just gonna follow the steps that I explained. So yeah, we load the com-base.dll, we get the function pointers from that into that DLL, and yeah, there we created the yeah, okay. So actually we will first yeah, just as I said, actually I confused myself. So first initialize the interface. Also about the interface initialization, the return codes for this row initialize are super weird. Basically, if it returns okay or false, it still succeeds. It just succeeds differently. And there's this mode change. It means that it's already initialized, but it's running on like a different mode than that was specified in here. So if that's the case, we'll just continue anyway. So yeah, here's the class name that I forgot to put in the slides. Windows.system.profile.system identification. I mean, you can still find it from the official documentation, of course. So yeah, but we need to call this com API to create the heat string from just a string, because it's Windows. And yeah, then we call the get activation factory, and we just ask for the static interface here. And yeah, we have like the actual string and the ID both go in here, and then we get like the interface. And yeah, from this interface, then we just call this actual function that this whole video is about. And yeah, we got like this system info object. And from this system info object, we ask for the buffer with this get ID method. Yeah, of course we get the data length from this buffer as well. So how much data do we have in there? So yeah, 32 bytes. Oh, I have it in like hexadecimal for some reason. Maybe I will put it back to like decimal. Yeah, 32 bytes. And now we call the interface to actually access the data from the buffer. and the core interface is a basecom method. So we also call it from this buffer object, and from there we call the buffer method that actually just gives you a pointer for the data. So yeah, I'll just copy the ID for the color. You know, just gonna skip that. Oh, I don't want to step through this loop. I'll just do some cleanup, you know, delete all the COM objects we made and do the uninitialization for the Windows runtime and free the DLL that we loaded. Yeah, there we have it. We have the ID, and here's the ID for this machine that I'm running. Yeah, and it doesn't really mean anything. It's just a unique number for each machine. But one important thing to remember is that you need like fairly newish Windows to do this. Windows 10 Anniversary Edition, the anniversary update, yeah. But still you can run the code that on like an older machine. I have this old Windows 7 laptop here, and you know, I tried running the code, and you know, you can run the program. It doesn't have any kind of like runtime like loading errors or like linking. I mean, like errors when the executable is loaded, but the code will just return like an error code because the interface doesn't exist on like this old version of Windows. So yeah, that's how you get the ID for a Windows system. I guess that's my video. See you guys later. Have fun. Bye.